we also look at like just inventory turnover. So your inventory turnover numbers, like these are the ones that Amazon actually determines your limits with. So this is what will overpace your entire Amazon inventory limits, and your sales turnover is amount of days of unit in stock, like divided by how fast it is. So that's the product sell-through rate. So like how many days does it take to sell out of Amazon stock? So you can imagine like the GDS, which is like good day sales. It's a really similar function. It's just outside of Amazon. It means like your actual like total inventory. How long should you be having that? So last year it was I had a much different opinion on it, because also brands didn't have budget cuts. Obviously with the layoffs, like the economy is just slowing down. So last year I was actually trying to be more proactive and say, hey, if you need to have 90 days, 120 days, 180 days worth of stock, and you're able to afford it from like a cash flow perspective, get more stock in, because like at the time you guys saw like freight was slowed down. If you wanted to get a shipment from China, like, you were going to pay it was $20,000 a container to try to move it across. So because of the conditions, I said overstock product, because I'd rather you have that excess inventory than not have inventory at all. But again, there's a codependent if you have the budget and the cash flow to sustain that. So my opinion's changed now, and there's a lot of conditions based off of it. But if you want to be really effective with your cash flow and your inventory turnover, a good ratio is probably going to be 30 to 60 days. And if you're sourcing overseas, it's not going to be realistic. The room for error is going to be so low, and your chances of going out of stock are going to be so high. So at the end of the day, you might not have an option because of conditions or cash flow or sales flow. There's a lot of things that can go into that in terms of factors. But if you can get 30 to 60 days worth, like that's a perfect scenario to be able to go into. If you have to do less, I'll encourage against it. You're probably going to get gray hairs having to stress about trying to get more stock in, and you're just going to get put into a corner, because if you only have 30 or 45 days of stock, and let's say Amazon needs to transfer stock, or when you're inbounding your next FBA shipment, if there's even a 5-day gap where you guys know it, Amazon screws up shipments. Like it's not there's no secret about it. If one of those happen, like you could go out of stock, and all this hard work again over the year, like it could all go to shambles. So my recommendation is 30 to 60 days. If you have the cash to sustain it, go even further, just so you don't need to stress about it. But there's an optimal place between balancing cash flow versus turnover versus risk mitigation. And you want to find that kind of beautiful horizon and balance effect between them.
Hey, it's Ria Mittal here. Before you leave, make sure to subscribe to Seller App's main YouTube channel, where we upload all things Amazon and some how-to guides that will make sure that you're winning on Amazon. You will not get this anywhere else. Until the next time, happy selling.